Hi, my name is Lina Petrakieva, and in this video I'm going to show you how to add data to a chart. The question of how to represent data in a graphic form becomes a lot more complicated when we have more than one series of data. Like in this case, we have temperature measured in the morning of a specific day and in the evening of that day. So we need to be very careful when choosing how we represent this data in a graphic format. Let's select the data itself that we want to represent in a chart. And initially, I will try to simply represent it as a scatter plot that is linked so I can see how the temperature changes during the different days. When I do that, it will plot two separate series of data, one for the morning measurements and one for the evening measurements, which is very useful, but it will be probably more interesting to see the overall change in temperature, which would be the average temperature for those days. And I'm just going to put this chart to the side. And what we need now is the average measurement of the temperature for those days. So we can create a chart that will show us the individual measurement, but also the change of the average. And I'm just going to add the additional data here. And in here, I'm going to create a formula to calculate the average temperature. The average of this cell and this cell. And now I'm just going to copy it down. And now that I have the average temperature calculated, I can plot the data again. But this time I want to show not the trend of change. I'm not going to link up the markers. I'm just going to put the little markers to represent the temperature, just like that. However, I want to use the data I've calculated, the average temperature measurement for those days. So I want to add another series of data to this chart. To do that, I need to right-click on the chart itself and choose to select data. I can see now the two series of data are displayed here, but there is the option to add one more series of data. So I'm just going to do that. It's asking me for the name of the series, so I'm going to choose that this cell contains that name. Then what are the X values that are going to be used for this data? There they are, the different days. And the Y values are the average temperature we've calculated. And we just OK that. And there is a third set of data in our chart. If I click OK, you can see now there are 3 markers for every day measurement. However, I want to display the average temperature as a line to see how it changes rather than just a little marker to show how much is the average. So I need to change this series of data. To do that, I need to select it first, so I can just click on the series itself. And I can go to the chart tools design. And right at the beginning here, I have the option to change the chart type for that particular series only. And I'm just going to click here, and I will choose to have a scatter plot, but with the connecting lines. And I say OK. You can see now the line connecting the average temperatures only. The morning and the evening temperatures are still represented with just the markers. I can also choose to remove the markers themselves, just so it displays simply the line of change. The easiest way to do that, if you right-click on the chart series itself and go to Format Data Series option, that will appear. And there is a space here for the marker options where you can choose to have none. And now we have simply the line displaying the average and the individual measurements for the morning and the evening temperature. Obviously, we still need to label this chart because it's still not usable. So I'm just going to go and quickly label that chart. And the axis titles as well. And the vertical And now the chart is ready to be used.